Hey, Rational Squirrel. Hey, PH. Liam. Nightshade. Richard. Nice to see you guys. Ian again. Or Ian, rather, not Liam. Ian. Sharon Davies made it on time. Hey, Joe, what do you know? Robbo. Robbo. Hey, Mike. Hey, Bobby. We're all here. Vanetta's here. The peeps are here, that's for sure. Hey, Tisno. Hey, Darlene. Renee, how you doing? I apologize. I am running a couple minutes late. To the guys asking to join the live, I can't do it, man. I just can't do it. We don't have the bandwidth here in Kyiv to bring people up. Every time I do, we crash. Hey, Eli. Hey, Dawn. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. TGIF. Oh, 67 Pagans got a Triskel there for his or her avatar. And the Triskel is an ancient people. Hello, Jackie Slack. Russians are crashing and burning. Yes, they are. The Triskel is a pre-Celtic cosmology, all in a simple symbol. And it's a beautiful depiction of a prehistoric vision of the universe in which primitive people saw the universe as being composed of three worlds. The world of the celestial, where the stars and planets moved. The mundane world of the everyday, the physiological macro world where we live. And then the world of the fairies, the fairy folk, the imps, the supernatural. That where the veil between the worlds was most weak on Halloween. And 67 Pagan is confirming that. And I know that because that image, I used to have a farm. I had a little goat farm in Pennsylvania. And the goat business was Dancing Goat Farms, but the umbrella business that contained all of our businesses was Triskel Farms. That was a name and a symbol that's been very important in my life for a long time. Hey, Jason Willis Starrin. What is so unreal? These planes falling out of the sky? It's something else, all right. Yes, it is. So, guys, today is Friday, and on Fridays I don't usually do the news. We usually just have an open Q&A where I'm happy to talk about anything. But it's a really special Friday, right? It's day 729 of Russia's war of aggression against the people of Ukraine, which means that tomorrow is the 2-year anniversary. And that means that I have been here in Ukraine for 1 year. And it has been quite a year. If you had told me a year ago that I would still be here and that I would be on TikTok every night talking to people about the situation here in Ukraine, I would have said you were nuts. I came for 3 months to do a particular job. I did that job and I was going to leave. And that is not at all what happened. And it has been a year of extraordinary change for me personally. I've been very fortunate, I feel, to be able to do some small things to be of assistance in this thing. And I am extremely grateful to all of you for all of your support and encouragement to stay here. And to keep doing this because it was not on my radar, and I hope I'm doing okay. It's raining planes. It's raining planes. Hallelujah. It's raining planes. Say it again. Thanks, Bobby. I really appreciate you noticing. Thanks for the confetti, Eli. Thank you, Anthony. Brill, like Brillo pad, like I'm rough and abrasive. So, Steve-O, I don't have any updates. I looked real quick because I guess people are reporting that it's not just the A50 that got knocked out of the sky, that there may be two, maybe, I don't have confirmation on this, but people are texting me saying, thank you, Robbo. People are texting me saying that there are two more planes knocked down, two bombers. Now, I don't know if that's Su-35 fighter bombers or Tupolev 22s or what they are. Nicola is saying an Su-34 and an IL-22. That's what they're saying. Now, where are you getting that, Nicola? Red sky at night, Ukrainian delight. Oh, a bunch of people are saying this. And then the other thing that I'm hearing is that it's raining drones in Kursk. Okay, so you're just getting it from Joey. Oh, God, 20 days in Mariupol. Guys, look, if you haven't seen 20 days in Mariupol, I really cannot encourage you enough to get out your box of tissues and put yourself through it. You got to do it. Hey, Brian. Hey, Eli. It's being reported on Reddit, too. Okay. And tomorrow is God Bless Zelensky and Ukraine's birthday. It was God Bless Zelensky who first hit me up about tonight's maybe 3 planes hits, which increasingly sounds like it's real. Is that true, Bobby? Well, thanks. I'm a lot more facile than the big networks are, that's for sure. So happy birthday to God Bless Zelensky. Yesterday was Rui's birthday. Hey, Valley, salut. Hey, Magnus, how you doing? Thanks for that info the other day, man. That was good clarification. I appreciated that. Hey, Birdie. Well, you know, it's like a buddy of mine's birthday is 9/11. What are you going to do? And I've got a cousin with a grandson born on that day, too. On anniversaries of death, where we've got birthdays, you want to turn it into a celebration of your life, in my opinion. In my opinion. Anthony, hey, Richard Hansen, howdy. So Anthony says that he would like to see the bridge come down now. He thinks it's time. Well, that's up to the Ukrainians, pal, right? Let's trust that the Ukrainians are doing what they can about that. Pete, do you think an A50 is equal to 100 T-72 tanks? A T-72 costs about $5 million to produce, if I'm not mistaken. About $5 million US. And the Beriev A50 that came down today was a $350 million upgraded version, the S version, I think, or U version. I'm not sure, the modernized one, the one that they put another 50 million into. So that's a $350 million plane, Bobby. At $5 million a tank, 5 goes into 350 70 times. That's 70 T-72s. Oh, God, Jillian. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hey, Warren. The A50 is made by Beriev, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Beriev A-50. You're probably thinking of the IL-22 that flies with it. They fly in pairs, right? One is a command and control center, and the other is a data radar processing, targeting solution, and situational awareness detection craft. Kyiv Post said tanks are being stockpiled in Crimea. Now, Michael, what you might have seen was the Atesh group got us photographs of 30 T-62s that are being staged for transport to the front line. They're being put on a train in Crimea, I think around Jankoy, and they're supposed to be on their way to the front. But they're T-62s, so who gives a fuck? The number of operational A-50s is a good question, Nicola. My understanding is that the my understanding is that the what was the question again? God damn it. How many A-50s are there now? My understanding is that they had 8. They now have 7. But when they had 8, I understood that 4 of them were airworthy. So this would be one of the airworthy ones. That would leave them with maybe 3 airworthy ones, if that's right. So somewhere between 0 and 3 airworthy A-50s. Keep your fingers crossed, Anthony. I keep hoping that America is going to do the right thing soon. Congress is going to be back from break in another 10 days. I cannot believe that bastard sent everybody home. Hey, John Williams. Hey, Daniel. My buddy Dan is here. Birdie is saying the A-50 is based on the IL-76. Can somebody look it up? Who makes the A-50? Let's look it up and see. Hey, Proper Mike. Thanks, Steve B, for the roses, etc. So it's a hell of an anniversary present. If I'm not mistaken, the crew of the A-50 is like between 11 and 15. I think they can operate it with 11, but for all of its functions, they need 15 on board. And that's going to be the problem, Rob Walker. That's definitely going to be a problem. Where do they get the crew now? There can't be that many with the kind of expertise you need. Do they have a set date for the 2-week break? No. Fucking Mike Johnson just didn't want to do his job, and so he sent everybody home so that 2 weeks from now they could come back into a budget crisis because the continuing resolution to fund the government is going to be expiring. And then that way there won't be any time to talk about foreign aid. I mean, really, really an abnegation of duty from this guy. Hey, Cyberdoc. Hey, Cyberdoc. Boy, the gang is all here tonight for my 1-year anniversary. Guys, if you do not currently follow me, I sure would appreciate it if you did. I'm like 50 people away from 12,000 viewers or followers. It was not that long ago we were all excited about hitting 10,000. And that's another 20% in just about 6 weeks. Not even 6 weeks, I don't think. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember when that was exactly. Hello, Ontario. So, Edward, Stratford, Ontario is the location of the Shakespeare Festival, the Canadian Shakespeare Festival. And I am such a huge fan of that. There were many years, over a decade, where every year I would go up for a week and just see shows every day. I saw one of the best productions of Eugene O'Neill's Long Day's Journey into Night there. We don't have votes of no confidence in the United States. That's not a thing for us. Now, they could replace him, but that has only been done once in history, which is how he got the job. So maybe Congress will be up for it. Thank you, Lars. I do appreciate how many of you do regularly share the videos. That's a big help, I'm sure. Oi, oi. What's up, brother? How you living? Mad Mike, thanks for sharing the live. Come on, Congress. I wish I could find some Americans that would go down to their Congress people's place and make a fuss. Hey, Jake, how you living, brother? Yeah, it appears that way. I don't have that confirmed. I only have the A50 confirmed, and I had to get on the live before I found any independent official confirmation of the other two planes. So I can't say for sure that that's right, Jake. But it's looking hopeful. Bertie says, I stand corrected. It is a Beriev A50 based on the IL-76 design. Thank you, Bertie. I appreciate that. What sort of dollar loss did Russia suffer today? Jesus, Jeff. Well, the one plane is a $350 million upgraded Beriev A50. So that's a third of $1 billion, a third of $1 billion in one hit. If they lost an IL-76, that's $500 million. Or I'm sorry, an IL-22. If they lost an IL-22 as well, which normally flies with the A50. That would put the losses, and if they lost an Su-34 as well, that would put the losses at about $550 million, over $500 million, just in planes. Just in planes. Well, oi, oi, it might just be 3 planes, and not working. They don't have 4 working. They have 8 of 3 planes. And not working. They don't have 4 working. They have 8 of no's. And Herb makes a good point. He says it's not the money, it's the highly qualified operators of those planes that are irreplaceable. And the fact that the planes themselves are irreplaceable. And the fact that this degrades Russia's ability to conduct this war. And the fact that it will force Russia's behavior to change. They will not keep flying these sorties and losing these planes. All of that is good for Ukraine, I would argue. Hey, listen, does anybody know anything about TikTok closed captioning? Like, my videos always had closed captioning on them, and it could be translated by people, but now it's gone. If anybody knows anything about that, I've looked at some support articles and stuff. I cannot figure it out. Hey, Marius, welcome from Ireland. If anybody knows anything about that, hit me up in a DM, would you? Right, Nicola. That's why I hesitate to say anything about the other planes, because I don't have any official confirmation of any of that other than the A50. Does it, Jeff, for my videos? You can see translation and closed captioning and everything? Because other people are reporting, the French have all reported that it stopped working. Thanks, Chuck. Thanks, Lars. I will. I'll do that. I'll follow up with you. See, that's what I thought, Proper Mike. And I'm wondering if, like, when you get a new version update, it resets some of those settings. Mike 2020, there was an A50 taken down today. It was taken down over the territory of the Russian Federation, and I posted a still from the video of it burning like a bonfire on winter solstice. Thanks, Chuck. Stage theater craft in Ukrainian. I can't translate that. Can somebody translate that for me? I'd like to know what Stage Theatercraft is saying. Yours is translating into Mandarin. Well, that's great. That's very helpful, I'm sure. Well, I don't know, Ziggy. Do you speak Mandarin? Yeah, I was going to do something about Stoltenberg's comments, but I haven't yet. You comedy the other day. So I assume you're talking about the improv show that we did at Gonzo Bar. We've got a rehearsal tomorrow with the group, and we are planning on booking Gonzo again sometime in March. But really much more exciting, I was invited to give a lecture to a bunch of actors on Western acting techniques. And I had a very positive experience doing Uta Hagen's 9 questions. I went through Uta Hagen's method and Uta Hagen's 9 questions for those of you that are familiar with that sort of thing. I think the third Tuesday in March will be the next live performance here in Kyiv, and I'll try to get I don't know, I might just stream it here. I really haven't been able to set up another channel and all that stuff, you know. You do speak Mandarin. Oh, well, that's a fucking skill to have, boy, that's for sure. It's possible it was Russian friendly fire that they shot down an A-50. They shot down an A-50. You think that's possible friendly fire? If it is, then they deserve to lose this war. Yeah, Stage Theatercraft, I'm sorry. I do not speak Ukrainian or Russian. I couldn't even tell you if that's Ukrainian or Russian. So if you could just run that through Google Translate. Jolie, thank you. Oh, yeah, there's a billion Chinese. They can't be wrong. Well, they've got a phonetic version now, right? The Chinese? Thanks, Shrimp Man. Ni hao. Thanks, UFO. Guys, if you like what I do, please follow me. I'm like 50 followers away from 12,000. I'd like to break that 12,000 tonight on the 1-year anniversary of my arrival here. Body Sculpting says, I think they have 1 or 2 F-16s hidden that are flying secret sorties. Now, all of the expert consensus says no. All the expert consensus says that it's Patriots. That's the expert consensus. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I tend to listen to the consensus of the experts. One of the things about planes is that they get tracked by everybody. Thanks, UFO. They get tracked by everybody. And so that means that the Belarusians, the Turks, the Georgians, the Romanians, the Bulgarians, the Moldovans, all of their radars cover the Black Sea and can tell you where everybody's flying. And so they've got radar data on all those planes. Somebody would have, I think, released it if there were F-16s in the air. You can turn off that tracker, says Huge Rob Energy. Hey, Gino. F-16s are not stealth. At least not, as far as I know. There may be a stealth version, but I don't know that anybody gave those to the Ukrainians. Anthony, the Ukrainians are really running out of ammo. I didn't get a chance to listen to it today because Fridays are busy for me. But that podcast I talk about sometimes, Ukraine the Latest from the Telegraph in London. The tagline on their podcast today was, "The ammunition situation in Ukraine is fucked." And those guys know what they're talking about. They talk to the people who know. And if that's their tagline, I got to listen to that podcast. I didn't have a chance today. I would encourage you to take a listen to that podcast. I heard they moved one of the Patriot systems, which has caught the Ruskies on the hop. So PH is talking about, PH, my understanding is that it's supposed to be the Patriot system that the Germans donated, is the one that's on the move, close to the front line and taking out these planes. Yes, that is the scuttlebutt. I don't know that to be true, but it certainly would answer all our questions. Hey, Maddie Wright. Yeah, I didn't think the F-16s were stealth. I mean, there may be an F-16 stealth version. I am not I'm not a weapons expert or a plane expert. I know very little about these things. Didn't Russia say they took out the Patriot? Oh, yeah, man. Russia's taken out, I think, now 300 Patriots. It's great. They're doing a great job. What's going on with the Czech ammunition and shells? There is no Czech ammunition. This is the reporting on this has been terrible, guys. And I've tried to clarify it. I did not do a video about it, though. I should do a video about it. The Czechs don't have 800,000 shells. That is not what's happening. The Czechs are not asking for just transport money. That is not what's happening. What is happening is that the Czechs have found 800,000 shells, 500, 155 millimeter standard NATO shells, and 300,000, 122 millimeter standard shells in a third-party country that they have not identified. And that third-party country is not willing to give them away. They want money for them. Now, I think the reason that they haven't told us which country they're in is because it's a non-EU country. And the EU has been very clear that everything that goes to Ukraine should be sourced in the EU so that the money's not leaving the EU, right? Like the Americans are doing with their presidential drawdown authority and then spending the aid money to actually get new weapons for themselves. So I believe if we're looking for a non-EU country that is such a bastard that they want to sell you the shells at full retail, not just help out in this time of crisis, and they're non-EU, but the shells could be transferred immediately, who could that be? I think it's Switzerland. I think they're in Switzerland. Ooh, a lot of good guesses here. Yeah, Jeff, I think it's Switzerland. The Polish border is barely open. I didn't hear anything about Ecuador backing out on the helicopters. I think they're very excited to be getting Blackhawks. A lot of good guesses here. Egypt, Turkey, India, Israel. Turkey's in NATO. He says he's going to do everything in his power to bring the vote to a floor with Johnson. Good, Brian. I don't know who's saying that, but good. How do you just find coming from Hungary? I'm not sure what that means, Walter. Yeah, I don't think it's the Saudis. I think it's the Swiss. Just think if Ukraine had just $1 billion to buy older discounted equipment, they could be replenished. Yes, Bobby, they could be. Peter, and there's a flag there. Billy Boy, what flag is that? Do you know this? Has this been released? I don't recognize the flag, pal. Not against the Russians, I don't think it is. Adzis, we don't know about the IL-22 flag. That's a Czech flag. No, the Czechs do not have the shells. They have told us that they do not have the shells. They found them in a third country. They are not in Czechia. I don't care what your video says. I listened to the guy talk about it. He doesn't have the shells. They are not in Czechia. There's been a lot of bad reporting on that. A lot of bad reporting. People are not getting that story right, I'm telling you. Hello, Finland. Turkey's in the EU. Turkey's in the EU, Turkey's in NATO, so I don't think it's Turkey. I don't know anything about what's outdated in Canada. I don't know what that means. I don't think Georgia would have 155 millimeter shells. Isn't Turkey in the EU? I thought Turkey was in the EU. Oh, no, they're in NATO. Sorry. My bad. Come on, America. Pass that bill. Hell yeah. Thank you, Tisno. I got it. I got it now. There's a lot of countries over here, and Americans are wildly ignorant. Hey, Ben Salmon 490. I almost called you Ben Salmon 420 today. How much will the bill be? They're talking, I want to say $2 billion, which I guess is pretty cheap, actually, but still. But still, they want to get paid. That makes me think it's the Swiss. A lot of people sending drones. There's a new drone coalition that is committed to providing Ukraine with 1 million drones. And so Canada, Netherlands, some of the Scandinavian countries, UK, everybody's sending drones. It's great. Yeah, smoke meat, I don't disagree with you, but somebody's got to pony up the money. You know, I do rather wish somebody would pony up that money. Johnny, are you down under? Those cardboard drones are amazing. So the first video of an Abrams tank was published today by the Ukrainian Armed Forces. If you go onto the Kyiv Post website, you can find that video. Oi, oi. Norway planning to send the new Hornet drone. Latvia is leading the drone coalition. 2 Su-34. Slava Ukraini, is that today? Those cardboard drones are brilliant, yeah. Not at work, blowing T-62s up. Is that what you do? You blow T-62s up? Nice. Can you do a shout out to who, Dave? Can't wait for Ukraine to receive the F-16s. You and me both, and the whole country. What about that contract UK signed with Ukraine? Ukraine needs ammo. Yes, they do. I'm not sure what contract you mean. Big up DJ Jimmy Seville. I don't know who DJ Jimmy Seville is. Yeah, that's my understanding too, Bobby. Those cardboard drones are, have a radar cross-section of a Luna moth. So now Slava Ukraini is saying it's 2 Su-24s, an IL-22, and an A-50. Wouldn't that be something? It's going to be a Ukrainian spring. Tycho. Tycho, that's one of Jupiter's moons, right? Tycho is one of Jupiter's moons. The pilots, Maddie, the pilots for F-16, the first batch of them don't graduate till May, is what we're being told now. Russian bird barbecue today. It's after midnight here, so today is the 24th for me, and so yes, it's 2 years today. Dude, Bobby, I meant to do a piece on the lunar landing. It's the first time that a private enterprise has landed on the moon. I mean, Russia just fucked that up. So did the Japanese. So did we, right? We had 3 failures on lunar landings in the last 2 months or so. 1 American, 1 Japanese, 1 Russian. But a private company managed to land on the moon. Amazing. Outsourced by NASA, of course. Well, Warren, it might even be 4. We're not sure. We need a ship sunk today, too. Oh, CyberDoc, I like your Christmas list. If the bill gets passed, do you think Ukraine will push forward? Oh, hell yeah, Anthony. Hell yeah, they will. They wouldn't even be getting pushed back if the bill had already passed. Biden himself said that. How is Russia justifying the losses it's costing them an air force and a navy, don't forget, and an army? Because they don't tell anybody about it. They keep it all a secret. Russia is celebrating the great victory of Avdiivka today. Some victory. Yeah, the company that landed on the moon is... one of the founders is a NASA guy, a former astronaut, who may have actually walked on the moon. I'm not sure. The long-range ATACMS are supposed to be coming. There might be some sea drone tests, I heard. Let's hope that they test them on the last of the landing ships. By my count, there's still 5 landing ships to take out. Yes, we mean the new submarines. The next time Tucker goes to Russia, the New York City the subway will look like the New York City subway because Russia can't afford it. Can we send Putin to the moon? What you believe about the mother of Navalny will be killed as well? Oh my God, I hadn't heard anything about that. I certainly hope not. His mother. I mean, that would be very Russian. Robbo, that's a great question. And the answer to that is very complicated from what I understand. Robbo says, once the aid is confirmed, how long will it take to arrive? Some critical stuff is probably waiting on docks right now to be loaded. But then other stuff is it's not gonna happen fast. They are threatening the mother. If that isn't just outrageous. What are some main points of the new U.S. sanctions? Sean, those sanctions haven't been announced yet. They're supposed to be announced tomorrow. We just know that 500 entities are being named in them, individuals and organizations. So we don't have the details on that yet. Okay. Ukraine controls the Black Sea without a navy. Yes, they do. I am staying safe, Lee Beaver. Thank you. What about his wife, Yulia? I heard, that she wants to continue his work. Then I heard that maybe she wants to go back to Russia. I think that would be a mistake. I hope you're right, Cyberdoc. They always drag their feet, same as UK and other countries. It's the military. Hurry up and wait. I seen on news that Russia is doing that to Navalny's mother. There are 2 sets of sanctions coming. There's a lot of sanctions coming. US, UK, EU, Canada. Some critical war materials are already staged in Germany. That's good news, James. Thank you. The green H2O is 1. I don't know what that means. Poland 2 might have some equipment staged. Russian Navy is a joke and a half. Well, the Russians never had much of a navy because they never had seaports. It was mostly a landlocked country for most of its history. And so, it's not like, it's not like England, right? An island nation with a long history of boats and ships and sailing. Norway used to be 2 hours behind EU when it comes to sanctions. At the 112 I see is on a lot of posts. Makes sense now. It was a call sign in Mariupol. Damn, I was just going to say, stay there. Okay. Okay. Guys, if I didn't answer your question, it's because all of a sudden things really picked up there and it was scrolling really fast. So if you have a question that went unanswered, please chat it in again. Big thank you to the moderators who are the best moderator team on the Tickety Talks. Vanetta, Cheyenne, John Williams, and PT82. Black Sea Fleet were okay till they met the Sea Babies. Just hope we get Russian neighbor country to real checklist. I don't know what that means. Thank you, Maureen. I appreciate that. Guys, if you like what I do, please follow. I'm very close to having 12,000 followers. I would like to break 12,000 followers on the anniversary of the 2-year and the 2-year anniversary of the war, and my 1-year anniversary here in Kyiv. That would be great. There's no coffee clatch tomorrow, guys. We've got rehearsal and then an organizational meeting and some other stuff going on tomorrow. So no coffee clatch tomorrow. Thank you, one man. China's in trouble. The economy is in bad shape. I think you're right, Maureen. I think they will. We got another spy balloon, do we? Steve-O, it went just great, thanks. We had no audience, per se. A few of our friends showed up. That was it. The people whose show we were kind of attached to, they didn't have anybody show up. They were supposed to provide the audience, but nobody showed up. But online, on the stream, we had 800 live viewers and 17,000 likes. So I really appreciate that from all of you. Thank you. Sharon, I did not see David Cameron's speech from the UN. Thank you, Lars. We will do that. I will absolutely do that. Have we heard anything about the use of glide bombs yet? Well, we know that they've got them, and we know that they're using them. Well, we think they're using them. There have been a couple of hits that were not HIMARS nor Patriot, let's say. So there were some hits that were in most, as I understand it, were probably glide bombs. But I can't think of the specifics of a single one right now. Targets in Crimea, I want to say. Yeah, smuggling to Russia is a real problem. Why do you think that young girl was arrested out there? She was arrested because we got 24 Russians in jail in the United States right now on sanctions evasion charges, and we just sent all the money that they had to the Estonians for the rebuilding of Ukraine. Then we got this spy, this Hunter Biden spy, who lied to the FBI about the Bidens and caused the whole Hunter Biden laptop scam. And they want him back. You know they want him back, so they're collecting bargaining chips. That girl, Ksenia Kavana, is nothing but a bargaining chip of Putin's. That poor girl is in a Russian prison right now having God knows what done to her. An American. Outrageous. The trolls hate the reporting on it. They are all over my posts on her. So I'm doing more posts. Yeah, I heard HIMARS and Excalibur are having trouble with jamming. Maybe, Jeff. I haven't heard that. Biden's new Russian sanctions seem to have a real bite, you think? I don't know, Bobby. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen any details on them yet. Good night, Anthony. Thank you, Maureen. I'm doing my best. If you like what I do, I really could use some help. If anybody could join the Patreon, that would be great. I don't have a sponsor of tonight's live. If anybody can sponsor a live, if you send a minimum of $30 to the PayPal account, you get a live sponsorship. I could use some sponsors for next week. That'd be great. Good night, Maureen. It is just about the top of the hour, guys. It's about 7 minutes to, so we're running short on time. If you like what I do, please like, subscribe, and share. Please thank the moderator team and Nightshade, who runs the Peter's Peeps Facebook page, and Lars, who helps out with all kinds of things, technical stuff on the background. Thank you, guys. It's a good bunch. If you are an American and you haven't hit up Congress yet, hit up V. Larrett for our Google Docs share and our letters to Congress. She's got a great collection there. Thanks, Robbo. Robbo, I wish I could think of it. I would talk about your comment on one of the videos today. I know I responded to it, or maybe it wasn't today. It might have been yesterday, but it was a thoughtful, insightful comment. I remember. I just can't think of what it was. I heard Biden called Putin a crazy son of a bitch in a speech. Russians are going crazy over it. Well, he's right, of course. Thanks, Sarah. I don't have any connection with Ukraine. Is it hard? It's not hard for me to sleep anywhere. I can sleep anywhere. Planes, trains, automobiles, air raids, doesn't matter. I'm like a bear. Normally. There are exceptions. There are loud nights where it's not possible. That's certainly true. No, I don't have any family. My parents are passed away. I don't have any siblings. I have a son, but he's in the United States. Yeah, Herb, that was great, wasn't it? In a BRICS country, Lavrov couldn't get his plane refueled. I think that's hysterical. Lavrov, because he's a laugh, he's a joke. No, Ukraine doesn't really have a navy. They certainly don't have any submarines. Thanks, Robbo. I appreciate that. Don't tell me when I'm allowed to go. I'll go when I want. What time is it? It's 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Maybe I will give myself an early night. Just go to the link. If you just copy the link out of my bio and go to that link, it's pretty self-explanatory. Killick. I'm a little bit worried because usually by this time of the month I have the rent, and I do not have the rent. So I am a little bit worried. I don't know, Mike 2020. If they take out the bridge, then the landing craft will be absolutely required, and they'll be more vulnerable because they'll be on the sea all the time. You're hardly yelling. Thanks a lot, Mad Mike. I appreciate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, happy anniversary to me. It's really amazing. And it's amazing because of all of you. And so I really appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Make it a great day.